Welcome back to another Courier video on ShopDog-Garage. We just went and got some exhaust hoses, and in a minute we'll get set up, because really I want to know if all this is actually going to work. So we're going to get set up. I'll move all those boxes, we'll pop the door up a little bit, throw exhaust hoses on, and get her started and let her run. Okay, so here's how those hoses are going to work for us. Then we can let this run without too much trouble. That started right away. Might be because I forgot to put that spring back on. When we had the carb off, I'm going to have to put the spring back on. Okay, so now we're looking for leaks. It's already getting pretty warm in here. You can feel it. So it's 93 degrees on the pump. And what's it saying here? Just cold. So, yeah. But the exhaust, that exhaust heats right up. You notice that. We're definitely going to be putting some heat shielding here. You see, I don't see any leaks yet. Running good. Should be almost ready to choke down. Yeah, it's getting really close. And not to point out the obvious, but look at how nicely that belt runs. I don't think we could have got that lined up any better. Oh, we just bubbled over a little. That may be a little disappointing. It's kind of one of the things we were wondering about, but that's why we're testing stuff. So we got to let this dry and cool down. It started and ran great. Especially after we remembered to put the throttle return spring back on. I'd forgotten I'd taken that off. So we'll let it cool down. And then I'll pick it up and take a look and see how I want to address that. I'm not certain yet. It's time for a little detective work. You can see where it popped apart. You can see it's got this little lippy band area. And I wonder if I was not on that. If I wasn't actually all the way in. So I'm going to have to play with that and see. Maybe I got to get wider on the clamp, or maybe it really does have to be just right there. We'll see. Okay, well, I could slide that on there pretty easy. Let me feel how tight this is. Oh my God, I think I forgot to tighten it when I put it back in.
No, you're kidding.
Because it's not that tight. Let me revisit this. If you guys remember, I had pulled all this out and I put it in and I'd snugged it up, but I don't think I ever came down and tightened it. Okay, so I've got them re-indexed and I've got it to where I'm pulling on it and I can't get it to come apart. So, and you can see here, it's pretty dimpled and it's into that little indentation. So I can't pull that apart. So hopefully that's not a problem. If it happens again, I'm gonna have to find a hose that reduces very quickly from this size to that size. I know it'll exist. I just don't know how to find it. Okay, we've been refilling. I'm covered. But one thing that's nice is I can just let that pump run. You know, when you first turn it on, it goes through all its diagnostic, and that's helping bleed. You know, let it just push the water around, let it bleed. Hopefully it doesn't do this explosive thing again, because boy, was that a mess. That's how I made that mess the other day. So this time I got a towel wrapped around here. So when I go to take this off, all that's going to go somewhere, preferably not down there. I'm going to put our exhaust hoses back on, and we're going to try this again. All right, it's time for take 2. Let me give her a quick pump shot. Should start pretty easy, I would imagine. We are going to wait until that turns on, just to make sure we're happy. Because it does take a second for it to warm up. It says it's 98 degrees Fahrenheit, 12.4 volts. So you can see right there, she's rated 14.1, so we know the alternator's working. So now, Hopefully it doesn't pop again. Really planning now. We got both buckets stacked, ready to go. So it's all very quiet. I'm very happy about that. Well, as quiet as something like this is gonna be. You can see idle's a little lumpy. Let me kick her down a little. Yeah, what we're waiting for is actual temperature and pressure and see what happens. Obviously, that's why we're testing. You saw what happened before. I should not stand over that. I'm going to stand to the side. Okay, the water pump is moving. You can see because the EWP is flashing. But it's not running the fan. If it was, that would be moving. But you can see up at that point it's 127, 128. So, and then on here we're pushing yet towards 140. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the accuracy there. Oh, yeah, unfortunately there's going to be a little smoke. But we should probably close this off. While we're waiting, look at that. 724 people have subscribed. Thank you. We very much appreciate it. Okay. Should be getting pretty warm now. It's been a few minutes. Yeah, we're pushing to 180 on that, 165 where that's measuring. And you know, they're never exactly the same. Even though they're almost in the same spot, but they're not. But yeah, it's running the pump. It's not running the fan. It's running the pump faster now. So far I'm digging the warm-up strategy. It's letting it warm up pretty good. So it warmed the engine up right quick. And I don't actually know what temperature we have it set at. We're just whatever the factory was. And unfortunately we had made a mess, so it's going to steam until that fan blows it all away. But that fan should come on in about 10 degrees, I think. Oh, the compressor just turned off. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't have that clamp as tight as I thought I did.
177.
Yeah, because the Dakota reads different. The Dakota reading here is not reading the same temperature as here. But that's not uncommon because of the flow pattern across. We've seen that in other cars. But that's okay. We can adjust it to whatever we want it to be. I'm real happy with the timing now. This ignition works. I'm very happy. This sticker won't be here later. So I may cut some of this, but not right now. I want to catch when it blows all that smoke out of there. It's going to be so fun. Okay, so we're watching. I don't know if you guys can see the fan. I can see it. It's not on. But you can tell it's the steam from all the water and the coolant. Yeah, it smells very sweet in here. So, I have a feeling it'll kick on around 190 or 195. 190. It just kicked on. And, wow! I can feel it over here. So, okay, so it got to 190. Wow, it's already back down to 190. It's already back down to 189. I don't know what it turns off, probably 185, 188, 187, 186. And I realize it's not hood closed and the... Oh, it's already turned the fan off. The fan is already turned off. It brought it down 10 degrees in like a minute. Yeah, the fan is already off. Wow, that's amazing. It's only been like a minute. Temperature is coming back up. It's at 189. So the fan will kick on. It just hit 190 and bam, fan's on. And it had topped out at 193. It's back down to 192. I don't know if you guys can read that or not. 190. Yeah, it's coming down so fast. Oh, this works. This works. Let's turn the engine off. And I believe we have it set up so that it will continue cycling until it cools down to a certain temperature, and then it'll shut off. So it's already down to 180. That works. That moves some air. I can't get over it. I'm curious how the air gets out of here once the hood's closed, because the headers really do block off your normal exhaust direction. I have a feeling it's all going to have to kind of come down and under. But yeah, this is crazy. That's drying all that up. Yeah, that's great. And now we just let it cool. You know, so either tonight or tomorrow or Tuesday or whenever day I have, after it's completely cool, I will retighten everything. You know, because now we've got our first heat cycle. And you do that 2 or 3 times before you call it good. So I'm very happy with that, though. I know it made a mess, and it's probably my own fault in the beginning, but that's going to work. This is going to keep this cool. Really, the only concern I have is with the hood closed and the fan running, how easy is it for that to get out? They've got these blocked off pretty significantly. So I'm just curious where the air is going to stack up and where it's going to go. But outside of that, I am real happy. So yeah, that is probably the end of this video for today. I can't picture how on earth we would get any more, because this has to completely cool before I go in and start, tightening. I know it looks so easy to get in there. That is impossible. That is a nightmare. So we'll wait. We'll let it cool. And yeah, thanks for watching.